Kirani was the only person with dreads in her village, and they were very long, 20 feet of thick black locks that swept the ground behind her when she walked. No one in the village had ever seen anything like it. Some people crossed to the other side of the path when they saw her coming. They whispered that she was cursed by evil spirits. Others bowed their heads in respect. They believed the ancestors had marked her as special, perhaps even a deity walking among them. Kirani's hair had always been different. Even as a baby, it tangled into itself, forming thick knots that her mother could not comb through. As she grew, the hair grew faster than normal. Her mother cut it short. Within days, it was long again. Her father cut it even shorter, burning the pieces. By the next morning, it had grown back thicker and longer. Every time they cut it, it returned faster. By the time Kirani turned 14, she refused to let them cut it anymore. Her scalp was always sore from the scissors. She fought them until they finally gave up. The hair continued growing, locking itself into the long dreads that now trailed 20 feet behind her. Then came the drought. For months, no rain fell. The crops turned brown. The village well dropped lower each day. The elders held meeting after meeting but found no solution. Kirani went to one of the village meetings about the drought. The elders were arguing about what to do. Kirani walked in. She remembered her grandmother's stories about the old water source deep in the forest, the one the village had abandoned when they dug the well. She suggested they clear the path to the old spring and dig it deeper. The elders were skeptical but desperate. They sent young men to find the spring. They dug where Kirani suggested, water burst forth, cold and clear and plenty. The village was saved. After that day, everything changed. People who once avoided Kirani now came to her with their problems. A woman whose husband beat her. A man whose crops kept failing. Teenagers confused about their futures. Kirani listened to each person. She did not claim to have magical powers. She simply thought carefully and gave practical advice. The woman, she told to take her children and stay with her sister until the husband agreed to change. The man, she advised to rotate his crops and let some soil rest. The teenagers, she encouraged to learn trades that matched their interests. Her solutions worked. People trusted her more and more. They started bringing gifts. Mangoes and oranges piled up outside her family's compound, yams and cassava, palm wine and kola nuts. Kirani accepted the gifts but never let the worship change her. She shared the food with families who had less. She sat with the old women and learned from their stories. She played with children who were not afraid of her hair. She loved her village deeply. This was home. This was peace. Then, one afternoon, Uncle Fela returned. He had left the village over 20 years ago to find his fortune in the city. No one had heard from him since. Now he was back, well dressed in city clothes. When he saw Kirani, he stared at her hair in shock. Then he stared at her face. She had grown into a beautiful young woman. His smile grew wide. Kirani felt uncomfortable under his gaze, though she did not yet understand why.